Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Divas of the Roundtable. I am your host today, Nakia Reed, better known as Ladybug. We also have SpicyRedd, and we have our guest today. We're missing 1/3 of the Divas, Miss Nikki Nicole. She's not here with us today, but she's here in presence, and we feel her. We still love her, and we thank you for your support. She's still working hard. So on today's episode, we are talking about women who work in male-predominant jobs. So our guest today, Chelle Anderson, is a proud Jacksonville native with a dynamic background that spans land and sea. After spending 5 years as a merchant seaman, she transitioned into healthcare, working as a nuclear pharmacist driver while recently completing her pharmacy technician program. Chelle also holds a BS in biology from Edward Waters University and graduated from Jean Ribault High School class of 2007. Beyond her career in science and medicine, she's an entrepreneur, the owner of Cleaning with a Meaning, a cleaning service rooted in purpose and excellence. Chelle brings a blend of discipline, drive, and heart to everything she does, making her a true example of resilience and versatility. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to welcome Chelle Anderson, my girl. Let's give her a hand.
Yay.
And then, so we're talking about females in male-driven careers. So I also have our Miss SpicyRedd. She is a truck driver. So she has been a female truck driver 10 years. She received her trucking license in 2015. She worked in Texas with the national carriers, and she's FedEx Custom Critical for 2 years. Now she drives for FedEx, and she's a female truck driver. So Miss SpicyRedd, we always talk about her on the road. She is a female truck driver. So ladies, let's talk about this females in these male predominant careers or jobs. Mm-hmm. Chelle, what made you want to be a merchant seaman?
Well, I have friends and family who was doing this for many years before I decided to do it. But I was also told that females couldn't do it.
Right.
So I had to prove a point.
Right.
So I started merchant seaman in 2020. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. Mm-hmm. My first ship, I wanted to get off. We was out there in the rough seas, and you know how that could be. Mm-hmm. But I stuck through it. You know, I learned a lot, met a lot of good people throughout the world. So I can say it was a great career. But now I'm furthering my education in healthcare.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Carlita, what made you want to do truck driving?
Something I wanted to do before I went into the medical field. I think I was maybe like 19 and asked my daddy to co-sign for me. I had to have a parent co-sign, and my daddy said no. He said no. He had this stereotype, as most men do, women getting out there, and he didn't want me to be out there in that type of field. So I just went on ahead and finished up my medical. Mm-hmm. And then once I got tired of medical, I'm fully grown. I don't need nobody to co-sign.
Right.
I went on ahead and did it on my own.
Because females in a male-predominant career sometimes can be dangerous. Mm-hmm. So did y'all have any situations where you felt dangerous or threatened by your male counterpart?
I have. A couple of times I've had... And even after my grandmother passed away, you know, you still talk to your grandmother. And so I kept, within like this 2 month span, I kept having incidents with white men for 2 months straight. Even when I came home to Jacksonville, I had an incident with a white guy. So I kept saying, like, is this for me? Mm-hmm. You know, but I kept going. I got out there because that's one thing in the trucking industry. you will find a lot of guys that look at you sideways, try to disrespect you, get smart with you in the store. And I would say it never goes their way because I don't back down. I don't never back down. That's just in me. I'm my father's child. So yeah, that's one thing. But at the same time too, you kind of have to stay to yourself, you know, because it is some kind of not right people out there in this industry. So I kind of like just come and go, kind of lay my head. And I guess too, because I'm kind of quiet and I don't be bothering people, they seem to always want to
poke the bell.
Yeah.
Poke the bell. All right.
Yeah.
So Chelle, how do you feel like being on the ship? Is the ship accommodating for women?
Female?
Yes, for females.
Listen.
If that ship like the truck stops.
So what does it look like? What does it look like inside the ship for a woman?
For one, it's the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's real small.
Okay.
It's half of the one bathroom with no shower.
Oh.
It's like moving.
You bumping into everything.
And then sometimes you're sharing a shower with someone else.
Okay.
So you got to be mindful, respectful, and the cleanliness.
Right.
We're sleeping on twin size bunk beds. Yeah, so I don't know if you ever been in jail. I ain't never been in jail, but
college twin size.
That's what them beds feel like.
You just get on a cot. You on a cot.
So I feel like that's one thing, you know, we're dealing with as females with sharing a bathroom, if it has to be a male or a female. That's about it.
Okay. So what would be the downside of working in a male-dominated environment that aren't always discussed? What are some things you found out once you got into it? Like, ooh, they should have told me something about this, and you know, maybe I might would have thought about it a little deeper. Or did you?
I kind of knew the ins and outs before I got into it.
Okay.
Because like I said, I had family members who's still doing it, and cousins and friends who was doing it years before I decided to do it.
Okay.
So of course they told me like the ins and outs of everything. So I knew what to expect. So like she said, like you're the quiet one, but they'll try to.
Gotcha.
But hey, I use my height and my weight around. Like, don't try me. I'll do my job, but hey, don't try me. But yeah, I kind of knew the ins and outs before I got on the ship, so it wasn't nothing to be surprised about.
Gotcha. So, what advice would you give someone? What advice would y'all give someone who wanted to start out in this field?
I could say if you have a good support system,
okay,
because you can be gone for the longest of 8 months to a year.
Wow.
Because it's like we're waiting on a relief to come get us off the ship. But, you know, sometimes stuff happens, like we go through medical, physicals, and stuff don't come back on time. Wow. You have to stay until your relief get there.
Oh.
So you can't just hop off.
Right.
That's like quitting a job. Like
Gotcha.
you quitting.
Gotcha.
So that's like the only downfall, but as long as you mind strong, like you have a goal, like you're going to stack up because you're going to make the money.
Okay.
That's anybody can do it. Like I met the youngest to the oldest on the ship.
Oh, wow.
Like 75, still moving around.
A female?
No,
a
male.
Okay.
The oldest females probably I met around about 50, 60, but they're working like in the kitchen area. Like,
gotcha.
That's their domain, like cooking and stuff, making sure everybody good. But anybody can do it.
So what area did you work in?
The kitchen.
Okay, gotcha.
Cleaning.
That's
why I got my business.
Oh, okay.
So it all goes together. Like I made sure the condiments, everything, washing the sheets. The officers on the ship, like I made their beds, the captain, taking out trash, washing the dishes. So that was my job. So that's why I came up with my cleaning service.
Oh, so did you think that on the ship that you would start a cleaning business?
No.
Okay.
Never.
But then you probably say, well, if I can clean on the ship,
why not do it while I'm home?
Right. And if I can clean under these small or this confined place, just imagine when I have my feet on land, what I could do.
That's exactly what I went for.
So, Spicy, do you have any advice for a female wanting to get into the trucking business?
Yes. Do your research.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of different schools out there you can attend. It's actually a lot of companies that will actually send you to school. Do your research. Do your research. I've noticed a lot of women come in this industry and a company will tell you, oh, you can make $1,000 a week.
Mm-hmm.
And just to get you in the door. And here it is, you're making $300 and $400 a week.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so a lot of companies will be dishonest just to get you in that door. Once you sign that contract, it's over. So do your research, and when you coming in, always know your worth dealing with the opposite sex. And just do your research.
That's all.
Just do your research.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about gender equality, because I know we talk about women. We always feel that we're not equal and that the equality looks totally different for women. So do you think, like, in those male-dominated careers that there's gender gender equality as far as women, or do you feel like there still needs to be a lot of work done as far as it to be equal for men and women? As far as
it's a lot of work needs to be done. On my fleet, I am the only woman trainer. Before I went into this other position, this other run that I do, I no longer train, but I trained for 2 years, and most of the women that come in, they don't want a man training them.
okay.
And at the time when a lot of women was coming in, I had my niece on the truck with me, and she was on the truck with me for probably about a year. And the women that would come in, they didn't want a man, so they would walk away from the position because I was the only woman that was training at the time. So yeah, it's kind of like that. I even had men that came in, and I was the only trainer available, and they had to walk away because their wives was like, mm-mm.
Oh, wow.
No, you can't. I even had another driver where they were going to fly me to Utah. They was going to fly me to Utah to get on the truck with another guy. His trainer had left, and his wife said no. Probably like 2 days before they were going to fly me out to go up there and get on the truck with him, and his wife said, she said no.
Oh,
so it's, you know,
wow. Wow. That's just
yeah. People real funny. I see it all the time.
And you don't think about it. I'm on my job. I'm at my job. I'm at my career making money. I'm not thinking that because I'm a female, people are going to have problems with me being a female. But I'm doing my job. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to teach you. But because I'm a female.
Before,
and that's still sad that in 2025, women still are trying to find their way, find their groove in everything, in every aspect of life that we do. Because it's still, I almost want to say, it's not equal. Because they talk about the pay as in women. Do you feel like women get less pay in certain fields because we are women? Yeah. And so
I actually had this young guy. I think he was the only male that I had on my truck. He was a young guy I had on my truck I was training. And after a couple of days with him, he decided to walk away. He didn't want to listen to nothing that, you know, and I can tell he was a Haitian young guy. And I kind of picked up on him like, oh, you're a woman. You can't tell me, you know what I'm saying, what to do. Or he wasn't listening to anything I'm saying. And I'm sitting there. At one point, he had dropped the phone on the floor. And I'm just sitting on the passenger side on my iPad. I look, he's got the phone like this. And I said, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I've had to pick my phone up. And on these trucks now, we have AI cameras. Soon as you pick the phone up, the camera's going to start rolling. You would be violated that's automatic termination. Put the phone in your hand on the trucks. And he had the phone in his hand, and I was looking at him. I was like, you do know better, right?
Right.
And he just hurry up and put it down in front of him. But I had such a bad day with that boy. But it was by the grace of God that when I went to the store, my boss called me back and said, well, he's done. I said, okay.
And I know you was like, thank you.
He didn't listen. But that's another thing that, we as women, we come across dealing in this industry with males. He didn't want to listen. So.
Right. And even though you have the knowledge, you are qualified, you are skilled, they put you in this position because they know you can handle the position. But yet to some people, your authority as a woman threatens them.
Yep.
So let me ask you, Chelle, on the boat, I know y'all go through storms. What was one of the scariest experiences you ever had on the ship?
Sure, it's two.
Okay, run them for me.
My first one, because the ships, they go overseas. So on this particular ship, we was coming through Miami, but it was so bad. So you know how the ship just be rocking?
Yes.
So it rocked me out my bed. And I was like, Lord, what's going on? So I put on my shoes or whatever going out because the decks are different. So the deck, if you work in the kitchen, is like closer to the kitchen area and everything. So I walk out, the refrigerator unbolted, and it's everything on the floor. Wait
a minute, the refrigerator unbolted?
Yes, from the wall.
Oh, man.
What?
And I was like, okay. All right. So everybody, we down there, they trying to clean up stuff. Hey, baby, what is we doing? We finna go dog or something? Y'all worrying about the groceries. We about to die.
Right. Oh, my gosh.
That was one scary, and I try not to, scare my mama when because she go call.
Yeah.
And she go be like, oh, how's it going?
Yeah.
But it's certain things you can't tell her, so, I try to keep, I'm good, Mom. Whatever, I got such days come home. But that was one scary one we went through. And then the last one, which made my final decision that I was going to give up merchant seaman. The ship went out completely in the middle of the water.
What you mean?
The power.
Engine. The engine.
Ooh.
We was coming from, I believe we was coming from Spain. And we was in the middle of the Atlantic. And I was like, I'm looking down at the water. I was like, I can see the jellyfish and stuff. I'm like, why are we going so slow? So I got cool with the girl that's in the engine room. I was like, okay, Candace, what's going on?
Right.
She was like, Chelle, when the engine's doing that. I was like, okay, so what we doing?
Right.
Having no meeting? What's going on? So they gave the captain an ultimatum, either we coming back to Spain or we go straight to the States on one engine. And you already know what to do.
He wanted to go. He wanted to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So how long did that take y'all with one engine?
It took us probably 2 weeks to get back to the States.
2 weeks?
Even when they fixed the other engine, you still have to go slow. We couldn't go zoom. Because
you don't want to blow you don't want to mess up.
No.
And so when things like that happen, they don't send nobody over to come get you all.
If we would have went back to Spain, they would have had their people fixed on the ship while we were there. But being that he was trying to get to where he was trying to go, I was like, okay, I'm getting off.
So that made it even longer.
Even longer.
So you was already supposed to be ready to get off the ship. And then you got to say additional 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
Additional 2 weeks.
So that was my thing. I mean, because of course I didn't want to tell my mom. I was like, you know what, I'm going to come home. I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to get in this medical, use my degree. And I left it there. I ain't tell her what happened or nothing because she don't look at
I'll make sure. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna look at you too.
That's something to be cautious about. Everybody knew what happened to the air road.
Yeah.
I mean, even before I got on there, I knew what happened. But it's you want to stay prayed up.
Yeah, most definitely.
Good. But when it comes down to getting on these ships and if the captain has a job, and you get the ship back, they getting that more money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing to think about when you're doing overseas or even going local.
Right.
But things can happen. Just be prepared.
So what's the longest trip you ever took? Like
4 months.
Oh gosh, that's a long time. How was 4 months on a ship, day after day, seeing the same people? Just do y'all have outlets? I mean,
dealing with different personalities, it's a lot.
Okay.
Like you say, you have those men on certain ones that'll try you. But you can, when we import, you can get off.
Okay.
You know, we went out a lot of times when we was overseas to the club, the beach, trying different foods, go shopping.
Okay.
So you do have that, but for me, I had my journal, had my crossword puzzles. I would listen to my podcast.
Okay.
And then some rooms come with your own refrigerator, have your little snacks and your TV. So it's like they have stuff for you to do, like books around the ship and everything. So it's like you're not completely bored, but when you be out there to CC, all you seen is water.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do lose service, but now they're getting better where every ship has to have that service if you need to talk to your loved ones and stuff. So that's pretty much.
Because that's what I was gonna like. How's the communication? How's the communication with your family, even on the trucks when y'all do all these? When you're on the road or on the water for long periods of time, what is the communication? Because I know you want to talk to your family and stuff. So how is the communication?
We have computers.
Okay.
So emailing was one thing for me. But if we had that internet, I could communicate through Messenger.
Gotcha.
I can't text you, but I can talk to you through Messenger, and that's how we stay communicated. You know, if I talk to my sister, like, tell your mom I'm good.
Right.
So, y'all Android users.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Y'all gotta get an iPhone.
Well, not.
My mama couldn't get none of my messages, so tell my mom I'm good. I call her when I get service, so when we get import, you could talk. Everybody to be on the deck talking.
Right.
Ain't nobody worry about going, I need to talk, check in. So that was one thing, having the computers and then talking to the messenger for me.
And Spicy, with you, what was like the longest trip or the longest drive you ever made?
California.
I heard that California is grueling. How long was the California?
California from where would I count? I think I did it from Texas. About 3 days, I believe. It was about 3 days.
Was it you by yourself?
One time it was.
Oh, so you drove all the way by yourself to California.
Yeah.
Then you had to come back.
Yeah. And then one time, when I was with the meat company, I went up there with a trainer. So, and the elevation so high.
Yeah.
I was driving and I just felt some wet nosebleed. I said,
are you for real?
God, yes. The elevation is nothing. I felt so weak and we were at night. So it's like when I look down, there's no wall, there's nothing. It's just straight downwards, just the road and straight down, no grass, no nothing. And I was like, oh God. I was calling her and she got up and she like, came up front and she looked at me. She said, you bleeding? I was like, yeah, it was everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
And I had to keep going. There was no way of pulling over.
Okay, because you don't know where you are.
Yeah, there was no way of pulling over. So I had to just keep going. But it can be, especially in places you've never been, that be the scariest when I first started. But I practically have been everywhere now. But now that I'm with FedEx, I just have a there and back. I don't go all over no more. But yeah, it's starting off. It's a scary thing.
So where's your least favorite place to drive? What's your least favorite place to go?
Ohio. Every time I went to Ohio, it was snowing. I actually had my windshield to crack off. Not my windshield. My windshield wiper was going, and it said bloop and flipped back towards my mirror. And all you saw was snow, and I had to lower my seat because because I can only see, you know how you have the air vent,
the vent.
Yeah, I could only see there, and thank God it was a rest area coming up, and I had to sit there for 5 hours
in the cold.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't see. I couldn't see.
So now, let me ask you, what would you like men to do to support women as far as these jobs and women in the workplace? How can men be better supporters?
Me personally, I would say for our Black men, to support us as women in what we are here trying to do. We're trying to take care of our kids. We're trying to have the same as you're trying to have. I've had incidents where I've had issues out on the road, and I would see a Black man looking at me, but wouldn't walk up to help me. A white man, Asian man. I've had an Indian man to help me. While the Black man sit there and just look at me.
Wow.
So
now, do you all feel that as women, you have to work harder because you're in a male predominantly career? Do you feel like you have to work harder? Are they looking at you like, oh, she can't do this because she's a woman? And I hate when people say, well, you can't do this because you're a woman, but nobody tells a man, you can't do this because you're a man. Yeah. Women hear, you can't do this because you're a woman. And so that makes you feel.
Let me tell you this incident I had right quick. I kept having incidents, issues with my truck, and I kept telling the supervisor that my truck is governed. And so what my truck was doing, it would become ungoverned, and I could be doing 80, right? And it'll break down and it'll do like maybe 10 or 15 miles per hour. And I'm like right there on the interstate while people behind me doing 65, 70. I would have to find a safe place to pull over, shut it down, restart it, and then it'll go on back, doing it again, maybe like an hour or so later. And I kept saying, it's this machine on my truck. I'm noticing that when this machine goes black, it's an Omnitrax. When it goes black, this is setting my truck to do this. Oh, I never heard of that before. And Volvo saying they never heard of this. I just don't understand. So my truck was going into the shop, I would say 6 months. Seemed like every week or every 2 weeks it was going in the shop. You throwing me off in another truck. So one day he finally said, unplug it and let's see what it do. I drove that truck all day like it wasn't nothing. The company took every last one of those machines out of the truck and went to a new system. To this day, I'm driving that truck right now. I've been off of that truck. When I first got that truck, it had 1,700 miles on it. Now it has 527,000 miles on it.
Wow.
Other people have had that truck because I left the company and came back. And other people has had that truck. I'm back in I call her my Pearly May.
Not Pearly May. Not Pearly May.
And nothing. I just had that problem, nothing. And that has always stuck in my mind. They don't like to listen. They think that we don't know what we're talking about, or we don't, Yeah. I get it all the time.
All right. Well, we got to start wrapping it up. So I thank you, ladies, for sharing your wisdom, your knowledge, your experience on being a woman in a male-dominated career and drive. And this is to all the women, young or old, little girls. You can do whatever you put your mind to, whatever your heart tells you, whatever your heart desires. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't or you're not capable of doing things. Because look at these ladies. People have told all of us as women that you can't do this because it's a man, or you can't do this because you look this way, or you feel this way. But we all know that anything is possible. And if you believe in yourself, you have faith and you have courage, then you can accomplish and overcome anything. Exactly. So I would like to take this time. Chelle, you want to say anything about your business? What's the name of your cleaning business? Give us the name.
On Instagram.
Okay.
Follow me. I have pictures to show my work. Books are open for September.
All right.
So get at me.
All right. Miss Spicy, do you have anything?
Not ready at this moment.
Well, this was another episode of Divas of the Round Table. This is Carlita, SpicyRedd, Nikki, Ladybug, and thank you. Please stay tuned. We love you and thank you for your support. Y'all be blessed and have a good one.
Good night.